How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Fordham Firesides. I'm Hank Michaels. Today I'm here with two students from Lincoln Center, Jordan and Paolo. You guys have started a independent student record label called Ramses Records.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Tell me about it. How did this start? What kind of music do you guys have? Just want to get into it.
Let's take it from the top. You can get it started because this was
Yeah. So Jordan and I both interned at Universal Music Group last spring.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah. It was a really cool internship, and during one of the internship sessions, the director was talking about possible ways that you can get involved to hopefully boost up your resume. So he was saying on-campus radio station, you could work at a record label, you could work at an on-campus record label. And when he said that, my ears perked up, and I was sitting next to Jordan at the time. I was like, Jordan,
literally we looked at each other, and as soon as the words campus record label came out of this guy's mouth, we looked at each other like,
that's it. Yeah, we have to do that.
Did you know that there was no other student record label before that?
Yeah. We noticed so at Lincoln Center there's the songwriting club and the acapella club, and we thought those were pretty good ways to start the music scene, but we wanted to kind of boost it in some way, so we thought the campus record label would be a really good idea.
Okay. Acapella club, do they do their own material? Is that I mean, I'm sure they do their own arrangements, original
their own
songs.
arrangements, by arrangements sometimes.
Okay.
I'm actually the beatboxer for them.
So. Oh, sick.
Yeah.
And then songwriting club, how's that work? Is it bands come in and learn how to write songs?
It's funny, I used to be the president of songwriting club.
Oh, okay.
I used to be the vice president of the songwriting club.
Yeah, and it's basically people. It's kind of, you give songwriting help. They study previous awesome songs that were written this way, and then they do performances and they kind of lift each other up. It's a good space to connect, that kind of thing.
Okay, that's awesome. So you guys came in, you wanted to start a record label,
right?
And it's not a club.
No.
Yeah.
We decided that we wanted to kind of keep our own voice and keep our own mission, and to not be guided by the school. We thought that, at least for now, is the best path forward.
Yeah, and you guys are seniors, right? So you'll be graduating, and is this something you see yourselves doing afterwards?
Well, the thing is, we want it to be successful enough to the point where after we're gone, we want somebody to be able to take over and keep it going for many years.
So this is very much a Fordham thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure.
We want it to be a staple, and whether or not it becomes a club eventually, that's up to whoever takes over. But I think
Gotcha.
I just want it to last. That's one of the primary goals, I'd say.
Okay. So explain to me the process of how you started this. You had the idea, you saw that there was a market, but how did what was the resources you had to get? Did you have to get other personnel on board? What did you have to get approval through the school? Maybe not if you're not a club. Right. But what did you have to do for that?
I mean, I would say that the one of the most time-consuming things that's happened so far has been the setup. We basically took the entire summer before this academic year to kind of prep for it, kind of realize exactly what costs we would needed to shell out on. The two biggest things so far have been DistroKid, because you have to buy a label version of distribution, and then the website is also pretty expensive.
Okay.
And then assembling the team. So we have, right now it's 14 people, but it started out as 10, and it's constantly growing and expanding and changing. But assembling the team was another big step in the process.
Are they all volunteers?
Yeah.
You guys aren't making money?
No. A lot of people actually reached out to us once they kind of heard that we were starting this thing. They're like, oh, we really want to get involved. We're also really passionate and also believe in the mission. So it mostly came from people hearing about us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been super cool.
So where are you guys headquartered out of then? Where do you do the business from? And
it's kind of funny. It's mostly, there's no central area, Fordham obviously, but we're never really in one place at a time.
Okay.
Funny enough, because we're not a club, we have to jump through a lot of hoops in terms of getting spaces and stuff like that.
On campus spaces?
Yeah.
Okay.
So normally we're in classrooms after class time, or booking a room in the library and just meeting in there.
And then a lot of the work itself is done remotely. We get together and say, all right, let's email these people. This is exactly what we need to get done. They can do it from wherever and just send it to us. Okay.
So what is the work that needs to be done then? Recording the music would be one step, but what how much relies on the artists themselves to put together, and what do you guys do?
I would say that the artist is mostly responsible for their own work. In addition to, we have an A&R that helps with that. But then we take it from there as far as marketing goes, and we do all sorts of influencer and digital marketing and campaigns and things like that. And then we have We have a legal person. Who else do we have?
A press
We
person.
have press,
Multimedia.
We have a lot of video editors, photographers,
Yeah.
photo
Okay.
editors, things like that.
So you guys do like album art for the bands and stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Are there physical editions at all? Have you done any of that?
I would really love to do vinyl at some point.
Yeah, me too. But that's right now it's kind of staying digital.
It's a little expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah.
But right now it's just digital.
So what are you doing in regards for funds for like the website and that sort of thing?
We have T-shirts for sale right now, but also just crowdsourcing.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure if there's like people who are very interested in like what you guys do, then, you know, they feel passionate enough to give you guys the money for it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of something funny with the funds we started with. So we both interned at like major record labels like Universal and Sony. So we thought it'd be kind of funny if we took the money from big labels and then putting it into our own small label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like the money that you made at the
Yeah,
internship.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that is funny. Yeah. So how many artists do you have like on your label right now?
3 right now.
3. Okay.
Looking
Are they
to
all
expand.
Are they all bands specifically, or are they?
Actually, they're just solo artists.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
wasn't an intention. It just kind of happened to be that way. But yeah,
Interesting.
right now they're solo artists.
Interesting.
We're actively looking for bands all the time. We're trying to diversify the roster. Do rock, do rap. We're trying to get into a bunch of different things we haven't done before.
Okay. Do you know of any like rappers on campus?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. We've heard a few names, but yeah.
I feel like I may have heard of one person who's a rapper at Rose Hill, but I don't know. I do know like some bands though. I know there's like one metal band that I feel like I've mentioned them in passing a couple times. Stolen Valor. I'm gonna have them on at some point.
Yeah,
but
we know them.
yeah. I saw that video on Barstool Fordham around spring weekend for the auditions, and
That's
I was
how
like,
I found out about them.
that was like the funniest thing ever, and I thought that was great. So at some point they're coming on.
Sweet.
But yeah, there's also a lot of like just basement like indie lo-fi style stuff, you know, college sounding music.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah-
kind of like our aesthetic right now.
I mean, yeah,
lo-fi
makes
indie,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who are the artists then that you have signed? Like, what are their names? Like, what type of music do they make?
Yeah, sure. So first we have Tamer Guliev. He is a junior. He's a junior. I'm gonna say he's a junior. I'm pretty sure he's a junior. Yeah. His sound is like very bedroom pop. Kind of reminds me of Joji. Very like reverberated guitar kind of sound. And then Cheska Mack. She opened for Winterfest last year. And we know her personally, so that's kind of like how we knew what she was about. Very piano driven, acoustic, like soaring vocal kind of deal. And then Chris Parkin, who is very folk indie kind of sounding. He was actually on the Rams Ramped Up recently.
What's that? I should know, but
It's
yeah.
kind of like it's like a tiny desk basically, except they do it in like a church, so it's very echoey. And
Yeah, they
reverberated.
just started doing it.
here at Rose Hill.
Yeah, it's in they do it in like Tognino Hall. I think that's what it is.
Is that what it's called?
Is that what it is?
I don't know, but
Whatever the one with the big reverberated churchy.
yeah, I mean there
That
is the chapel, and then there's definitely something that starts with a T where they have like the Jesuit stuff that goes down there. So maybe it's that.
It might be that one. I just like.
And I'm drawing a blank on the name right now.
I just probably butchered.
But
the
yeah,
name.
so I'd say like to answer the question, it's the acoustic, the soaring vocals, kind of pop star kind of thing, and the bedroom indie lo-fi Brooklyn type sound.
Okay.
And I think the kind of college vibe like you were talking about is the thing that kind of centers us as far as a brand image.
Yeah.
Because even if we sign like a metal band, for example, it would be, you know, kind of college sounding, kind of do-it-yourself sounding.
Yeah. No, that's
and
really
then where
cool.
we come isn't for the music; it's for how to get the music out to everyone, so that everybody finds out about it and everybody remembers it.
So you're not looking to be necessarily selective with who comes on. You're there to help them out.
As long as they got a vision, as long as they got passion in music, that's all it's about.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. It's more so connecting the community through music, because you know, like we were saying, the scene at Lincoln Center we feel like could be way bigger than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's pretty much our main mission. Just going like, hey, here's an artist on campus that you might not know about, and maybe it's someone that you also would want to work with.
Okay. All right. So an artist comes to you, and they say they want to be on your label. What are the steps that are taken like after that point? Do you work with them in the creation of their music, like or I mean, I know you said that you leave that to them, but like, are you there like giving them like a deadline or something, or are you just kind of in the promotional aspect of it?
That's a great question. I would say that it's artist to artist. It's optional. I have a home studio that I've actually been like offering up to artists if they want to use it. But like I know Tamer has his own little studio in his apartment.
Yeah.
And I think that the involvement of us in the creation of the music is entirely up to the artist. If they have a vision and they want to do it themselves, we let them. If they need help, if they need engineers, we have engineers. If they need a studio, we have a studio. I think it's just entirely up to the artist.
Nice. Okay. So when you say engineers, that's like, I don't know too much about the recording process. I mean, love music, but I don't know too much about like making my own music. But I kind of envision these guys like on the other side of the recording glass, like with like the buttons and stuff. Like, what do your guys do? Because I'm sure your studio is a lot more lo-fi than that, you know, fancy idea of what a studio is.
Right. So I mean, I think we probably go in the traditional definitions of engineer, mixing, mastering, where the engineer is sitting there with the artist recording if they want that. That's what I would do. And then we have Nemo and Sophia are both good at like post.
Gotcha.
So they would do like mixing, mastering, whatever else needed to be done from there.
Okay. And then I'm sure you like work with the artist on that extent, making, I don't know, the levels to like whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if an artist gives you something that's complete, that don't want any input? You guys will just take that and roll with it.
Sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
So
like I said, the most important thing is vision.
Yeah, for sure. So then what happens after that? Once they have the music, what do you do in terms of promotion? Is it just posters around campus? I mean, there's your social media as well. What goes into that?
Yeah, so a lot of it is social media, but what we do is we have our graphic design team and social media team work together on what's the best strategy for promoting these songs. And then we try to get artists to do gigs around campus or even around New York City. Like, for example, Chris, since he just came out with a song November 1st, and he was on Ramped Up October 30th. It's like, you know, finding little gigs like that to help them promote, like whether it's like a songwriting club, open mic, or anything like that. Usually what we do is create digital assets in terms of like Instagram stories, pseudo lyric videos. We're even like in the works for a music video. So it's a lot of in-house production on that end.
Gotcha.
And there's also, we're doing, like you said, booking. We're also doing playlisting marketing. We're also doing like influencer marketing. We're trying to work on getting all those channels lined up to create one big story or one big picture. Press too that comes into it.
Yeah.
What do you mean in like in terms of influencer marketing? Like just getting other students to post about the music and stuff?
Kind of, yeah. I think influencer marketing is really interesting because it's really only a thing that's budded up in the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like a real profession. It's basically just hitting people up, whether they're Fordham students for us or like just people around the city, celebrities,
True, yeah.
whoever will post and say, hey, we have this song. Do you want to post about it? We can give you merch, whatever. We can talk about anything else to kind of as an exchange. It's a lot of give and take and back and forth communication with a real influencer.
Gotcha. Have you had like much success with that so far, or is that something you're still working on?
I would say like very small so far.
Right now we're still in like the research phase, I guess you call it.
Sure.
Looking for people around campus. Probably be reaching out soon, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in terms of booking events, have you guys done anything off of like Fordham scene? Like, have you booked any New York City venues for one of your artists yet?
We're what I can say is we're working on it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys are new.
But we, outside of us, we have like Chris playing shows all the time, and like he plays in Yonkers all the time.
Okay.
He's getting gigs in bars around the city, and that's really good for us because we can rely on him as his own booking agent, but we also have our own for when we're ready for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And is that something that you have like from a connection from your guys' past internship, Universal?
Just Fordham, actually.
Yeah,
really?
we found through Fordham.
Nice.
Everybody involved is Fordham.
Nice.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it is awesome.
It feels very community based, and the whole reason I would say that we have this thing going is because we've noticed that there's this budding music community at Fordham that's very passionate about working in the industry, about promoting artists, and then artists themselves. And I think that like one of the whole reasons we started this thing is because we want to kind of extend that and make everybody connected and build it up
Gotcha.
sure.
Gotcha.
to its full potential.
Have you guys like worked with anything at Rose Hill yet, or is that something that you're trying to crack
Yeah,
into?
we would love to.
Okay.
We've had a couple groups reach out to us, and we've reached out to a couple of them here.
Okay.
But nothing has really solidified or stuck with us so far.
Okay.
But right now we're really interested looking for a band from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot. I don't know all of
that's
them,
good.
but
That's good.
do you guys know the Jurassic Thunderdome?
No.
Okay, so that's
Should we?
maybe.
Take notes.
So a friend of mine, David, he lives there, and it's just like a basement, and someone left. This is all what I heard through him, so I might get this wrong, but someone left like a big picture of Jeff Goldblum in the basement or something.
Yes.
So Jurassic Park, and then Thunderdome, but they do shows there all the time. So I went to one. Like I think it was like a week before Halloween, and they had a bunch of different bands covering other bands.
Cool.
So there was a band there playing like the Beatles stuff, and David's band was covering Alex G songs. So I don't know. I know they do a lot of stuff there. Maybe you guys could connect or something. That could that's a possibility.
That's cool, especially because that's I think the traditional A&R does that.
Yeah.
Actually goes to the show, watches the show, like scouts out the talent. Like that's what I think A&Rs are really good at doing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know where else like where else shows happen, because there used to be free real estate, free advertising. That band, they were just like the bar cover band and stuff. But like outside of that, like I never really saw student bands play. But like that is like the one scene that I know about. So I don't know.
We've heard like Rods does shows too.
Oh yeah. They do open mic nights. Again, I'm not that familiar with Rods. They do open mic nights, and then they actually like book like acts. Like I think they had Milo, like that rap group from Milwaukee, there one
cool.
time, and they had they've had like bands that you like hear about that aren't just like Fordham related.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know anything about how their booking and stuff works. But yeah, it's also another opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you guys like be trying to expand like not just like your influence to Rose Hill, but also have like people involved who are like working for the label that also work at Rose Hill?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right now we are very Lincoln Center based, but like we were saying, it is entirely part of the community, and you can't have an entire community without the other campus as well. Which I feel like there's like this divide between Lincoln Center and Rose Hill.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
And that does suck. Yeah, we think it sucks, and we kind of want to bridge that gap through music, as corny as that sounds.
And
yeah, no,
it
that
sucks
works.
that it's genuinely it's been hard for us to kind of connect with Rose Hill and make that connection because of that physical divide. I think it's just a matter of making a statement here, getting enough ramped ups done here, getting enough press here. Being on Firesides is actually a big help.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
I think that once we are able to kind of get the message here, people will start picking up on it.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you guys, before like you graduate, like obviously you want to like have like a solid foundation that you can leave behind, but what are some of your guys' like more short-term goals, within that time to get to that point?
I think it's both kind of concrete and abstract. Like short-term goals that are concrete, I would say, is like surpass 1,000 streams on every one of our songs.
Oh wow!
For
Okay.
example.
Okay.
And then more abstract stuff like I think when I started it, my big thing was make people remember the artists.
Okay.
Make people like want to sing the songs, want to search it out, independent of like, oh, it's a Fordham artist. They actually like the songs.
Yeah. So, something kind of similar. My thing was, I want people to go like, oh, hey, you're Chris from Ramses Records or something like that. To, like the artist, like have them be recognized, have them be like a famous face on campus. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be
especially
awesome.
for the artist.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, establish some really good enough branding for the artist that there's brand recognition because every artist is a brand.
Yeah.
Make everybody recall that brand immediately without even having to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe like first like getting your brand like that recognizable too, where it's like, oh, Ramses is doing another show or something.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, make us like a household, or I guess a dorm name.
Yeah, a dorm hold name.
Yeah.
So you're trying to branch to other genres. Hopefully people watch this, and if they are involved in music, reach out to you guys and just get connected in some way, because it doesn't seem like it's like a full job commitment. It's just sort of like associating yourself with you guys, and it's extra promotion for their material, and then it kind of brings everything under one's family, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if people want to find you guys, where should they look out for you? Instagram, website? What's all the
Time
links?
to plug.
Time to plug.
All right.
Time to plug.
We got Instagram. We got Twitter. We got Facebook. On Instagram though, we're at Ramses Records NYC. On everything else, we're at Ramses Records.
Who got the regular Ramses Records?
Some
French Canadian
person from like Montreal or something. Yeah. It's got like one follower, but it's private. I tried to message them and be like, "Hi, can I have it back?" And I tried to message Instagram and be like, "Hi, can I have this?" And they were like, "No response."
Yeah, like what? Like the Instagram Instagram account for?
Yeah.
Is it for help or something? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I tried to hit him up and I was like, "Hi, this account's inactive and I want it. Can I have it?" And they just didn't respond.
That sucks.
Whatever.
It does.
We're at Ramses Records NYC on Instagram.
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Our artists are Tamer, Chris Parkin, and Cheska Mack. And then our website is ramsesrecords.com.
And hopefully more people who are watching it are eventually part of your family too.
Yeah.
Would love that.
Yeah.
We're all a big family, a big community. We just want to do the damn thing.
Yeah.
Should I say Ramley?
No.
I gotta go.
Well, before you guys do go for real, because we got a few more minutes.
Yeah.
What have you guys been listening to? What do you guys like to listen to?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Great question.
Ooh, I love that question.
That's
I don't want to. You know what? Start with you. What have you been listening to?
Like recently?
Yeah.
Well, I was playing Phoenix's "It's Never Been Like That" album when you guys walked in, just because that record came in the mail today.
Sweet.
Been listening to a lot of FKA Twigs' new album, Magdalene. Really like that one.
Yeah. I've heard nonstop good things about
yeah,
Twigs.
it's like it's up there for my favorite of the year. Probably like that and like Igor. What else was
Igor's definitely in my album.
Did you just get 444?
No, I like deleted it because all right. So this is really annoying about Jay-Z. If you,
I know.
There's a lot of
many
things.
things.
But if you buy his albums on iTunes, which I did because 444 I think, and then the Blueprint albums weren't in Apple Music. So I had to buy them, and then it goes in my iTunes library as Jay-Z. But then if I went to Apple Music and downloaded like the Black Album through there, it would put it in like a separate artist folder. So I'd have two Jay-Z's on my iTunes library. So I hated that. Wow. But luckily all the Blueprints are now on Apple Music. So I just like deleted all of them and then re-downloaded that Jay-Z stuff. So that's why that's there.
Nice.
444 is one of my favorite rap albums
It's
ever
a
though.
great
But
album. And I also saw the Black Parade. You scrolling past it?
Oh yeah. I just listened to that for the first time a while ago.
Time?
Yeah,
Oh
I've never really been in
Oh my god.
I've never been crazy about like pop punk, but I was like, all right, I want to give it a shot, and I do really like it.
They're coming back, so you know you
that. Yeah, it's true. Like coincidentally, like a day after I listened to that album for the first time, I got like they're coming back and Rage Against the Machine's coming back too, or something.
That week, like that back to back of like My Chem and Rage are both reuniting. You should have seen me in the office. I was like going up to everybody, who was freaking out. Like two bands that really did change my life.
Nice, yeah, it's crazy they're back. And then what else? I was listening to this album, "Boys and Girls in America" by the Hold Steady, which is one I hadn't listened to also before this week. It's like a Springsteen-ish, like Heartland rock, like indie rock record from like 2006. Really good, lyrically sharp. But yeah,
that's cool.
That's kind of what's been in my rotation, mostly that FKA Twigs. But
yeah.
How about you guys?
What do you got?
Today I've had the song "Circles" by Post Malone stuck in my head.
Okay.
Been listening to that all day.
Okay, I know that one. I think. Yeah.
Been listening to a lot of DaBaby, his new album "Kirk." That's been on repeat. Today I went back to SZA's
Control. Love
yeah.
that album. Yeah.
Love that one. Been also listening to Scarlord, which is like trap metal.
I think I've heard of that, but I don't know. Yeah.
It's a
Trap
thing.
metal's happening.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's just,
trap
trap
metal?
beat dudes screaming over it.
Yep.
Okay.
What else?
Is it a good thing? I'm not sure, but it's a thing and it's happening, and we should pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also
yeah.
Brockhampton.
Oh yeah.
I love Brockhampton.
Yeah, I love them.
I'm just gonna drop everything that's in like my recents in iTunes and Spotify. Stray from the Pat's new album. Lana Del Rey, Norman Rockwell.
Great album.
Oso's new album, Basking in the Glow.
Don't know that.
Dayseeker's new album, Sleep Talk. The new Dua Lipa song, Don't Start Now, is amazing.
I haven't listened to it.
It's so good. Yeah. Some old Senses Fail, Emotional Oranges, Doja Cat, Mannequin Pussy, Chris Parkin.
Wait, I feel bad I haven't listened to any of these.
It's just the new Bring Me the Horizon song, and that inspired me to listen to some of the old Bring Me stuff from like
okay
06, 07.
Okay.
And like that's just kind of like my roundup of the last 2 weeks or so.
All right, yeah. Are there any like pop punk bands at like that? I feel like I don't hear that sound in like a college setting, even though it's like really like. I feel like that's like.
Fordham.
Yeah, no.
There's some like back home in Jersey. I'm from Jersey, and
Okay.
There's some pop punk bands that I've been following from Jersey, but Fordham I can't think.
I feel like you need like the specific like whiny voice to really nail it.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing, but like.
Nah, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's like what you need to
Yeah,
make
like
your
right in
pop
the
punk
nose,
happen.
kinda, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing, guys.
Yeah, I love talking music. I could literally do this all day.
Oh yeah. I'm so down to talk about music anytime.
Yeah.
But I
The
try.
first thing I noticed when you walked in was that you had Blonde on vinyl.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's a bootleg because I think he only released like 1,000 copies. It wasn't like that black, like it was a black sleeve too, but it was like a Black Friday.
Can you pull it out?
Yeah, pull it out. So the real Blonde vinyl was like a record store day thing in 2016, and there's only 1,000 of them made, and they go for like $2,000. This is a complete
$2,000.
fake one. Yeah, it's something ridiculous like that. This is a completely fake one. You can tell because it's got that glossy finish.
Yeah.
And also when you look at the record, it's colored and like that. All my like bootleg vinyls have that in common. So 444 is an example. Life of Pablo, Graduation. They all have like a really like
That's pretty cool.
corny color to them. Yeah, it's cool. That's my Blonde vinyl. Hoping he drops his new album this year, but that I'll be fine with next year
What'd you
too.
think of DHL In My Room?
I like them both, but I feel like they'll be stronger in the context of the album,
Yeah,
especially because In My Room's like 2 minutes and it's like doesn't really go anywhere, but it could be a nice moment like in the context of the whole thing. I like DHL a bit better, but
I felt like personally like In My Room is more vibey.
oh for sure,
DHL.
for sure. Oh yeah, Bandana, amazing album.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
Did you know that Madlib, he produced that whole album on his iPad?
Yeah, I saw that. That's
crazy.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Guardian soundtrack.
Yeah, probably the least interesting thing in there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely have you guys back. We could just go through my record collection.
Yeah, I would love that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can do that in the
That'd be a cool
spring.
segment, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like that. I'll bring a bunch of my records.
All right.
That'd be like a little show and tell.
Yeah.
I'll bring mine too.
Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully people aren't too exhausted of me talking music. Like I love it. I did like I've had 3 episodes about like my top 10 lists for like different decades. They're all like 45 to like an hour long.
Album of the decade. Don't even think about it. Tell me.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good answer.
That's
Yeah.
a great answer.
That's a great
Yeah,
answer.
which is in my video my number 1. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sweet.
we'll do this again. We'll go full into the records.
Yeah.
Why not? In the spring, I'll have so much time. I won't even care. I'll just be like, yeah, if this gets 6 views, who cares? We're going through my record collection.
let's
They're
do
all
it.
sitting
down.
here.
I'm down. Just to talk about it, might as well just throw up on the internet while we're at it.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Sweet.
Cool.
Well,
But-
I really enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, this
about
was
all
awesome,
stuff.
man.
Of course, Jordan
for
and
having
Paolo,
us.
thank you so much for coming on. Check for Ramses Records on social media. Check their website. I will link the stuff in different places so you'll be able to find them easily. If you are in a band on campus, definitely reach out to them because there's absolutely no reason not to get connected. Like, let's make a Fordham music family. Bridge the 2 campuses, Death Stranding style. All right. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.